welcome and happy new calendar year, and first full moon of the calendar year as well. And I think that the Cancer full moon really encapsulates the energies during this season between Yule and Imulk, that dark resting season where we are in those alembic waters of the womb space, because Cancer is obviously water. We also have the north nodes, south nodes moving, the north nodes going into Pisces that has Neptune in there, so it's very watery, it's very womb-like. And the Cancer energies remind me very much of Mother Mary, that very nurturing mother archetype, the fecundity of the mother, but yet the quiet resting nurturing of the mother as well. And of course Mother Mary is Queen of Heaven as well. As part of her mythological story, she is raised up into heaven and crowned the Queen of Heaven, just as her predecessor Inanna, and then that was passed down to Venus, Aphrodite, Isis, etc. So this time of year I really feel as though we've had that kind of build up to Christmas, and for some people that's very busy, for some people it's very emotional, for some people it's wonderful and it's joyful but it's exhausting, for some people it's not joyful but it's depressing and it's also exhausting in a different way. And then we have the kind of liminal space between Christmas and New Year, where the energy I feel can just sometimes be a little bit weird, not sure what to do. And then we have New Year's, and I think New Year's Eve this year, I think it felt a lot more muted for a lot of people. I know here in the UK we had big rainstorms and some celebrations were even rained off, which is kind of funny considering that very watery full moon that we're building up to at the start of this new year. And I think that for some people even Christmas this year maybe felt a bit muted. That might be to do with, you know, economic reasons. I know globally things are not great in that way for a lot of people. Also the conflicts that are still going on around the world at the moment as well, and the things we're seeing there. So I think it was a very different feel this year, but I do feel that 2025 it's a year of great change. I think I'm not an astrologer, but I do keep up with the planetary movements and the energies, and I know that we have a lot of the big outer planets shifting signs this year. There are some really big changes coming up, and I think that although we might not feel hopeful on a global scale, we might feel some personal hope going into this new year for personal growth. So with any moon phase, new moon, full moon, even if you don't follow those energies and work with them, it can be a good point on the calendar to just say, okay, I'm going to take some time to set some goals, or I'm going to take some time to rest and rejuvenate. And I think this full moon, with its very nurturing motherly energies, very water energies, that Cancer supportive energy, supportive emotionally, I think is a great time to offer yourself some rest, some reflection, a pause point. Or if you're feeling quite, upbeat and energetic, can you offer that support to somebody else? Is there someone maybe in your life that could do with a bit of nurturing? If you are working for yourself to nurture and rest yourself, I think it's wonderful to get a nice blanket, wrap yourself in a nice cozy blanket. Look up at that moon if you can see her in the night sky. I'm not sure we'll be able to. We're having lots of cloudy days and nights at the moment, but you can wrap yourself in a nice cozy blanket, get a nice warm drink, and just look at her and speak to those mother energies, the great mother. And if there is anywhere that you need nurturing or rest, just breathe and ask her to bring that to you at this time. You can try some somatic exercises, some self-massage, some body movements, soft gentle movements, some EFT tapping, some humming, really soft gentle nurturing vibes to take us through that full moon phase, because the north nodes will have shifted a couple of days before into Pisces, so that we might feel a change, a shift in energy we're going from Aries into Pisces, so quite different energies. If you have a friend who is open-minded to the spiritual, you could offer some of those things to them if they're the ones that need a bit of rest and nurturing at this time. So I thought what I would do just to close out with and take us into the new year and these full moon energies is pull from the Magdalene Oracle. Ooh. I am beloved. We are beloved. We are all beloved. And when you start realizing that, when you really open and accept that love of the divine, everything softens. Everything becomes more durable. I was thinking about this recently, I think a lot of people have this misconception that when we invite the divine in, so if you're connecting with the Great Mother on this full moon at this time, in this dark hibernation time where you might need some comforting, some people think when we start working with the divine that we're going to have kind of Hollywood style experiences. We might, you know, hear a calling, or we might have a very obvious manifestation of the divine in some way, or that somehow all of our problems will go away, we'll never be unhappy again, we'll never have a problem, because how could we? Because God loves us, right? Goddess loves us. But quite often it's not that's the case. It's that we will still have challenges in our lives, but in the midst of those challenges we have that unshakable support that we can find within us where the divine resides. We can find that unshakable support that the divine offers us. So it's those moments where you're going through something really difficult. Maybe you're in the supermarket and you're thinking about this difficult situation, and all of a sudden this sense of peace and this sense that it's okay, everything is going to be okay, will come over you. And that's the divine. It's very subtle, but it's there, but you have to be open to it. And when your heart is open, it allows those messages from the divine to come through, even if you're not sat in meditation and you're not praying or in ritual or something like that. You know, you can be doing something really mundane like driving, and those messages can come through because your heart is open. And I think the fourth power, I am beloved, you know, that's really all about the fourth power is zeal for death in the 7 powers of Mary Magdalene, where we long to escape back into that dark womb space so we don't have to deal with all the difficulties and the harshness of the world. And knowing that we are the beloved, that's the counter to that apathy, that wanting to give up. And I think at this time of year a lot of people can feel that way. It's still dark, it's very cold here in the northern hemisphere, and we're just like, oh, when is it going to end? When is it going to end? You know, especially if Christmas and New Year wasn't great for you. We can feel those tendencies to just, why does it matter? Why is it so difficult? But when we know that we are the beloved, we know that we are held and supported through what we're going through, that really helps to counter that. We just have to turn our face to the divine and say, I'm listening, I'm open to you. And you can do that with the full moon. If you could see it, like I say, you can open up and say, I accept that I am your beloved, and receive that support from the Great Mother at this time. Like I say, this very watery, womb-like full moon, this space, these energies that we're in, you can go into that quiet, dark space and receive that comfort of the womb, but not through apathy, not through wanting to escape, but through embracing how beloved and how nurtured you are. So I hope that this video has given you some comfort, some joy. I hope that you have a wonderful full moon, whatever you decide to do, and I wish you all the best for this new year of great change. Many blessings.